everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Reviews After Midnight. And tonight we are going to be taking a look at another one of those kind of mainstream Hollywood videos like I did for the last one, which was Criminal, which has Kevin Costner in it and a whole bunch of other people. This film I found the same way that I did Criminal, which is I popped in a movie, the trailers came on, and all of a sudden a trailer comes up for a film I've never heard of. It's got a cast of a ton of people in it, known people. The movie looks really good. Why have I never heard of this? Let's purchase it, watch it, and review it. And Criminal, I really ended up liking. I on my second view, I liked it even more. And this one I enjoyed also. So who knows? Maybe on my second viewing of it down the road, I might like it even more than the first time. But this really was just one of those cases of what is this movie? Why are all these people in it? And I've never heard of it. So I got my list here, and there you go. And film title. That's our first thing. The film title is the Baytown Outlaws. This is also known as Baytown Disco. I think that's what the film was shot under. And you could see that it has Billy Bob Thornton, Eva Longoria. It also has Zoe Bell. And do they show a picture of him? They don't, but it also has Andre Braugher in it. It says here, it ain't a party until the guns come out. These are our three brothers that are our main characters. And Zoe Bell is kind of like I don't know, like a hit woman, an assassin. And she has a group of her girl motorcyclists that basically get hired by Billy Bob Thornton, who's the bad guy, to kill these guys. Eva Longoria hires these guys to, I don't want to say really kidnap, but get her godson back, who ends up being physically disabled. He's in a wheelchair. And Billy Bob Thornton has him because he's about to turn 18 and he gets a trust fund of a lot of money. Billy Bob Thornton had killed the parents of the kid and then became his guardian. He is not a good guy. She steals a car, so I'm not really sure if she's a good person either, but the movie mostly focuses on the three brothers. And it reminded me, well, I'm talking instead of reading off the list here. So can you also include a star rating here? So 1 out of 5, I would give this 3.5, maybe close to a 4. It's got aspects of, and this is brought up in the behind the scenes. Well, actually, it's not in the behind the scenes. I read it online about the movie. Tarantino-esque, Robert Rodriguez-esque type of stuff. This was made in it says 2013. So I guess that was or is that just the release date on video? Let's see here. 2012, but came out 2013 type of thing. So yeah, I'd probably say it's closer to a 4 out of 5 than a 3.5. So it's somewhere in there. This is the Blu-ray, and it just comes with the Blu-ray, which I like. It's like the back end of a bullet. And it's the review on it here is a bold, brashy, and bloody grindhouse romp. That is from Screen Daily. In the behind the scenes, the director does mention who is Barry Battles, He does mention that he wanted to make a a grindhouse type of movie. The special features on it are trailer, which is the theatrical trailer. They do talk about a trailer that they made to help get the movie made. I wish that was included on here instead of the theatrical trailer, or at least put both. Behind the scenes featurette, there's a part one and a part two. Um, it's edited kind of poorly. They could have just made it as one, but they divided it into two parts. It would have been really probably just 20 minutes, 22 minutes if they just did it as one, but it's not edited very well. Um, and I think that's about it as far as special features go. Yeah, an audio commentary would have been really nice on this. So, what does this say here? Okay, so um, what did you expect from the film? From the trailer, I just really wanted to be entertained. I was just really hoping to be entertained. That's about it. I was not expecting Citizen Kane out of it, but I also wasn't, you know, I didn't think that it would be. I don't want to use certain filmmakers as a comparison because I like some of their movies. I just didn't expect it to be the worst movie ever made. So I wanted just to be really entertained by it, especially from who was in it and from what the trailer looked like. Um, because they don't show, because it also well, let me, okay, so that's, I expected it to be entertaining. I just wanted to be entertained. That's all. I just wanted to have it be fun, entertaining, and move quickly and enjoy my purchase. What type of film is it? It's an action movie. It is there is animation in it, which is kind of fun. Um, Makes it a little comic booky, and it's yeah, I would say it's has kind of that grindhouse feel without like putting in like the film scratches and the broken footage and scene missing and all that, because it's a pretty slick movie. Does it have a message? Maybe don't judge people, because these guys start out pretty bad, and by the end of the movie, they're pretty likable. So I guess maybe don't judge people. What happens in the film? So the beginning of the movie, these three guys who are hired by um, Andre Brower, who is the sheriff of this town, and he hires these guys to basically, they're kind of like vigilantes, and they go and they take out the bad guys in the area, and his like county is known as the lowest crime rate in the area, and it's because he sends these guys out. He pays them, go take out that drug, a place over there, go take out these gangs, go take out, and that's what they do. At the beginning of the movie, which kind of sets it all up, it kind of tells you who they are. They do kill these guys that are no good, but they go to the wrong house by mistake. And I actually like that. I thought that was pretty good. Oh, spoilers, by the way. But the movie did come out in 2013. So um, it's, and I even think that's in the trailer too. But they go to the wrong house, and that gets reported back to Andre Bauer's character, is the sheriff, and there is a city guy who comes in with a suit, who is there to investigate why he is like the lowest, how he has like the lowest crime rate, and how he does it and what's going on, which eventually, of course, leads him to these guys. Um, Eva Longoria's character is uh, hires these guys to get back, like I said, her godson from Billy Bob Thornton, and pays them, I think it's like 25 grand to do it. And so they have to go get the kid. And then They do, and the kid's in a wheelchair. He's I think he's supposed to be like a teen. Yeah, well, he's supposed to be 17 because he's about to turn 18. And he's in the wheelchair and he's disabled. He doesn't talk. His hands are pretty much not very useful. Um, he has one of those wheelchairs that kind of goes back and forth and stuff. He's not capable of doing things on his own. So even though you don't see it, and I think there should have been, because I've noticed this with the editing of this one in the same way that I did with Criminal, that I did question some scenes that are missing. But we'll get to that. I'm jumping ahead. So once they kidnap the kid, Billy Bob Thornton then sends out different kind of like, I don't know, assassins, mercenaries, whatever you want to call them, to kill them and get the kid back. And that's where like Zoe Bell comes in with her like all girl motorcycle gang. There is also it reminded me of the Warriors, even with the animation that's in this, how these guys are on the run. They're just trying to get from A to B with the kid. It reminded me of, unfortunately, like the new version of the Warriors with the animation that they put in. But they meet up with different like I said, like assassins or mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. So one of them is the all-female motorcycle gang, and then they also there's a giant battle truck, like this giant battle truck that you would probably see in like a Road Warrior movie, something out of Mad Max, and that is all like black guys are in that one, and then later there is an all like Native American gang or mercenaries that go after them. So that's kind of why it reminds me a little bit of the Warriors, is that you keep getting these different gangs or mercenaries or whatever you want to call them going after them to try to stop them. Um, and So what happens in the film? Okay, does the plot make sense? Sure. I mean, she happens to be a witness to them taking out this whole house, the wrong house, figures they could get her godson back and hires them to go do it. So yeah, so it makes sense, and they do it because they need money. Um, is it easy to follow? Very easy to follow. Yes. Is it believable? For the most part, yeah. I mean, it's a grindhouse 70s kind of exploitative of that time period movie. Uh, the different gangs makes it kind of a little comic booky and stuff, but it's yeah, sure, why not? It's believable. Who are the main characters? These three guys right here, and then these two people here, and then we get down to the gangs here, and Andrea Bauer is also one of the main characters. And what are they like? So you got the three brothers. This brother here is the leader, and I think he's the middle brother when it comes to age. It's funny that he's always wearing this Confederate flag shirt, um, which is mentioned once in the movie by Michael Rappaport, who is also in this film. Um, and the Confederate flag is in this movie a few times. He's wearing it. They go into like a one of those like mini marts at a gas station, and there's the plastic ones that are on the little stick that you can buy. And then Michael Rappaport has a bar, which is where Zoe Bell shows up. He does make a comment on the guy's shirt, which I thought was sarcastic, but the camera does go up and down because the movie is mostly handheld. Um, when you look up, it's an entire Confederate flag on the ceiling. So I don't know if he's saying nice shirt as a compliment or maybe it was sarcastic. I'm not sure. But he's kind of more of the brains of the outfit. Then you have this guy here who's the oldest brother, who used to be a wrestler, and he got his voice box destroyed. So he doesn't speak. He uses like a speak it spell type of thing, and hand motions and eyes and stuff like that. But he's very tall, so he's like the muscle. Then you have the youngest brother here, who is, I guess maybe he's looked at as the dumb brother, but I don't think he's very dumb. He's just maybe he's just not really well informed. But he's the one that has, I think, the biggest character arc. So uh, we definitely have three well defined characters, which is nice. Um, Eva Longoria is the godmother to the kid that they're going to go get. Don't know a lot about her, except that she does steal a car. As she's talking to our main guy, she's walking down like the street trying to handles on the cars, and then when she finds one, she gets in and drives it away. So, not entirely sure what her motivation is. Um, After seeing that scene, I almost thought that there would be a twist with her character, but there wasn't. Billy Bob Thornton is not a good guy. He's like a drug smuggler. He's many other things that are just not good. He's just not a nice guy. And of course, he wants to keep the kid till his 18th birthday and then get that money. And once again, I was thinking maybe there was a twist that she ended up being bad. He actually ended up being the good guy, trying to protect the kid from her, but that never happened. And then you got Zoe Bell here, who's this leader of this girl gang. So, and then Andre Bauer is the sheriff of the town. I don't think he's corrupt, even though this young guy with the suit is investigating him. I don't think he's corrupt. He is using money to pay these guys to get rid of, crime on the streets and stuff like that. So it's not like he's living in a mansion or anything and has like 20 cars and stuff like that. He's just using the funds in the wrong way, you know. So, and I don't think is there anybody else that's, no. I'll read the back of the box here. It's short about what they say the movie is about. After her ex-husband shoots Celeste, that's her, 3 times in the gut and kidnaps her godson, it's time to play dirty. And the ex, of course, is Billy Bob, who thinks she's dead until all this happens. It's time to play dirty. She hires 3 outlawed redneck brothers to bring him back to her. What begins as a small rescue mission rises to a Southern battle royale. So, yeah, and so that's because who are the actors playing these parts? We went over that. And are they good in their parts? I would say yes. I think everybody is good in their parts, from small to big. They're all good in their parts. Um, I could believe all of them. Billy Bob has kind of done this type of thing a few times. One of the producers on this was one of the producers on Faster, and that's with Dwayne Johnson, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I freaking love Faster, especially the original ending, which I wish they would have left on or put onto the movie. But Billy Bob Thornton was in Faster. One of the producers on this was on Faster. They got their friends, and so the producer asked him to read the script for this. And then he originally turned it down, and then he saw the made up trailer. Then he read the script and said, I'm on board. Eva Longoria said that she did this because she wanted to get away from basically stuff that she had been in previously, that just where she was in movies with a group of women or TV shows. with like a group of women. And I'm blanking on her TV show, Housewives of something or other, I forget. But she wanted to get away from that and basically be in a movie that pretty much had just guys in it. So I thought that was kind of cool. And Zoe Bell is, of course, an actress who's worked with Tarantino, and she's also a stunt woman too. So she's one of the best well-known stunt women in the industry. So she's very good. Um, and let's see here. What is the camera work like? It's very handheld. It's very gritty. It's a lot of it is. It's not on a. It's not on a tripod. It's mostly handheld. Um, so it does have that kind of gritty handheld kind of 1970s look to it. And the the color grading on it is probably something that I should like more. It I like films that are more drab, but the color grading can be drab on like greens and blues and yellows, but still be bright. But if you know what I mean, this I don't think had that. The film didn't look ugly. It looked fine, but I just wished some of the colors popped a little bit more, even though it's drab. So it's a little hard to explain, but when you see it, you know it. You're like, oh, this looks really nice, even though it has muted colors. Certain colors still stand out. The My problem with some of this is the editing in it is fine, except like I mentioned, it reminded me of Criminal, where it seems like certain scenes are missing, like they didn't shoot them. Maybe actors weren't available, maybe they didn't have the budget, maybe they chose just not to shoot them, maybe they didn't have enough time. But there are a few things in this, like at the when we get introduced to Billy Bob Thornton, he's meeting with a father and son. He's showing them a car that he's going to make like 1,000 of them, and this is for drug smuggling across like state lines. And there's hidden compartments in the car, and they have certain scents to them, so like drug dogs can't smell it. And then they, the dad and son say something that Billy Bob doesn't like. He comments about, like he's the boss, soldiers don't question, they do. And he leaves. And it's weird is they step from here to here, which puts them right in the center of this exit that has like a pirate, the skull and crossbones and black on it. And it's got like strips of like the plastic hanging down. And you could hear like a truck start up and the lights turn on and the things are, it's kind of vibrating. And then they make this, dad and son kind of make a comment, and then that cuts to a different scene. And I thought, okay, are they going to be run down? What was the point of this truck? Later on, we do find out that's the truck that all like the black guys are on. That's like the battle truck. But I'm not really sure what the point was of having them step into the middle of that entrance, make a couple comments, and then we cut. So, and we never see them again. So it's like, okay, were they run over? Were they killed? Or I don't know. It was just kind of a weird thing without an explanation. There's also another thing with the editing where our three guys are planning on how to get the kid out of his house, and they go, oh, we're going to do such and such plan. And the youngest brother's like, oh, I love that plan. That cuts to them in their car reversing, and it goes through like a sliding glass door at Billy Bob Thornton's house, smashes everything up, and then there's like a big gunfight. And I thought, okay, that's weird. They just go from we're going to do this plan to the car already speeding backwards. I've If they're going to enter at the beginning of the movie the wrong house, maybe just do one scene that's a joke of them going, is that the house? Well, let's make sure that's the house. Is this the correct address? That should be the correct address. Okay, we don't want to make the same mistake again, guys. Let's do this. It's just kind of a weird cut from let's do this plan. I love this plan to car going backwards and hitting the house. Then the other stuff is the youngest guy. He has the biggest arc. Like I've mentioned, he bonds with the kid. He like becomes friends with the kid. He's almost like a brother to the kid because he keeps saying, "You're one of us now," and so he finds the kid, calls in the other guys because they thought it was a baby, and because now it's this giant wheelchair with a kid who's disabled. What do we do? That then like cuts to Billy Bob Thornton waking up. His guys are dead. What happened? He talks to his men. What happened here? Kills one of his men for letting it happen. That then cuts to these guys on the road driving. The wheelchair is in the car, and the kid is in the back seat. We do this a few times where, except I think they should have done once, I think. How do we get him into the car? What do we do with the wheelchair? How do we get it into the trunk? Maybe show some sort of difficulty or planning or whatever it might be to get the kid into the car safely. Okay, well, now we got to put the wheelchair in the trunk. Well, the trunk doesn't close, and well, now we got to tie it shut. You only need to show it once, because later, whenever they stop off somewhere, they take the kid with them. So that means they got to undo the trunk. They got to get the wheelchair out. They got to set it up, pull it apart. And then they got to take the kid out of the car, put him into the wheelchair, and then wheel him. And then when they get out, they have to do the same thing to get him back into the car. This is never shown. It just is. If they stop at a gas station, it cuts to them already in the market with the kid in the chair. And I think they only need to show it once of them just getting the kid in the car. How do we do it? This is how we do it. And then they never need to show it again. Because now we understand every time they stop, they have to go through the same thing. So editing, I can't even say that's editing because they probably didn't shoot these scenes. But that kind of bothered me a little bit. And then, are there any special effects? Mostly just guns, squibs and stuff. So that's mostly it. I think probably looked like, yeah, this whole thing was mostly practical, all shot on location. Are there beautiful scenes? I mean, the scenes are nice looking. Like I said, they're all good. It's handheld. I like handheld as long as it's not Blair Witch. And I like that it's, for the most part, it's all, a lot of it is from the brothers' perspective. Even though we do cut back and forth from different, from the police to Billy Bob Thornton and stuff. I like that a lot of it sticks with the brothers. Are there moments where the camera is used in an interesting way? And that just kind of goes back to, are there beautiful shots? So yeah, the film looks nice. I just wish some of the colors popped up a little bit more. Did you enjoy the film? Yes, I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Would I watch it again? Yes. I could almost see them doing something like this with the brothers. as a series, something for, Netflix or something like that, where each season they're hired to get something. It could be a package, a person, an animal, whatever it is, and they meet up with different characters that are trying to stop them, that the overall boss is sending out. Um, they might have to remake this movie, you know, uh, um, if they wanted to start from scratch. I could see this being like 6 parts, 8 parts, as a TV series. Um, so I guess that means I like it if I'd like to see it as a TV series. Um, what were its good and bad points? I pretty much went over that. Some of the color grading, I just wish popped a little bit more. Some of those scenes, I think they should have shot or added back in, just for clarification. Uh, but it doesn't hurt the movie. I just kind of wish that they were there. What scene did you particularly enjoy or remember? Why was it good? So what I found interesting story wise and scenes wise is this is the South, and he's got his Confederate shirt on, and but yet, except for a couple "you're gay" jokes, the guys are not racist. They're not your typical like Southern rednecks. And I actually enjoyed that. The youngest brother at first, because this is where his art comes in, um, does he doesn't make fun of the kid, but he just says things kind of in the wrong way. Like he doesn't really know how to talk to him or react to him. And the main brother says, "Hey, stop that! He can't help how he is. Knock it off. Don't make fun of him." And eventually, by the end of the movie, the guy that's kind of making fun of him is calling him brother. And that I really liked. I actually really appreciated that. Um, so it's so that's probably the stuff that I remember the most are these character scenes of them growing. They I don't think we see them at all drinking. I don't think they're ever doing drugs. They're not using racial stuff. They do a lot of movie stuff, which I think is I love when movies talk about movies well. Some of it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're just going to bring up Jaws. This actually, I think, when they do mention movies, which is mostly with the young guy, um, I think is well done. So there's a lot of writing in this. There's a lot of, as the director points out, who it's interesting is this is his first feature film. He's done a ton of shorts. Um, and Billy Bob Thornton, he makes a comment in the making of saying, after this film, this director is going to explode, like onto the scene. I don't think he ever did. In fact, we can look up. So this film, it was made for 3.7 million. There is a soundtrack to it, which I'm going to see about picking up. Um, so if we look at the director, so Barry Battles, oh, you can't even highlight him. All right, well, let's go. I guess we'll have to go IMDb. Uh, okay, Baytown Outlaws, director. Um, it's also written by Griffin Hood. Come on. Okay. So he's done a lot of shorts. One, two, three, four. He's done five shorts and continues doing shorts. The Baytown Outlaws is his only feature. Um, Writer, yeah, all shorts except for this. He's also an editor, and he's an editor on all of his shorts, but not this one. Um, so that's interesting that he. So it's the other writer, Griffin Hood. Okay, so let's see. He's an actor. Uh, Nothing I've heard of. Oh, he is in the Baytown Outlaws. Perfect Weapon with Steven Seagal. Bobcat Goldthwait's Misfits and Monsters. Let's see. Well, maybe he might be religious, Finding Faith. Film called Coffee Shop. I bring up Coffee Shop because the producers of this did stuff like Barber Shop, Beauty Shop, those type of films where they seem to be more um, kind of like with black characters, stuff like Queen Latifah and Ice Cube. I don't think, yeah, nothing else I've heard of. He still works a lot with this with the director of this. So yeah, interesting. So okay. Are there any scenes that you remember? Okay, yeah. What scene did you particularly not enjoy? Why was it bad? None. I can't think of any that I didn't like. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed this whole thing. I can't think of any scenes that I thought were bad. I thought I really enjoyed like the different, I don't really know what to call them, mercenaries, gangs, assassins, but I liked that you took a normal film with these guys that are just going to do like a smash and grab, and get this, baby, and that she's paying him and he's the bad guy, and then all of a sudden we're getting all of these different, people coming in to try to stop them. And I would wonder if they made a sequel to this or like a TV show, if that would also be included. It is, and it's just not like a female motorcycle gang. They each have their own personality, and they each do their own thing, with killing people. And then the black guys that are in like like this giant like battle tank, this battle truck, it even has like a turret up at the top, or not like with a gun on it, but somebody could stand up there with a gun and shoot. It's all black and it's got the skull and crossbones, so it's almost like a pirate ship in a way. I mean, they're not seen as much as the female motorcycle gang. And then after that is the Native American gang, and they're using like bows and arrows. If they're scalping people, they actually go to scalp our the youngest brother here, and they do scalp these two cops. It's actually a funny scene with these two cops that see uh, the three brothers in their car fighting with the battle truck, and they're just firing off guns. And a young cop next to an older cop that's in the driver's seat, the young cop like turns on the siren, and the older cop turns it off and just goes, "Nope, nope, not today, nope." But they end up getting killed anyways by like the Native American guys, and I think they get scalped. I know there is one scene where the guy takes out like a knife, like like a big knife, like Crocodile Dundee knife, and goes starts to scalp him, and then he gets shot. Um, so it's yeah, just the more I think about this, the more I'm enjoying it. Let's see, who would you recommend this film to, and to what sort of people? Why? So it's because it's a really fun movie that you probably have not seen. It's about 102 minutes, so it's not too long. It goes at a fast pace. If you don't think about certain scenes not being there, which most people wouldn't, I'm using a real fine eye. When I just sit down and watch a movie, it's different than when I sit down and watch a movie to review it. I'm looking at everything: the acting, the directing, the editing, the story, everything. So if I had just seen this on oh, this looks fun, let's watch this, I might have not even thought of that stuff. So I recommend this to people who like, yeah, Tarantino, Rodriguez. I mean, if you like these actors that are in it, if you like the Warriors, that type of thing, um, Grindhouse, just good action with some, like, animation thrown in there for the fun of it. I recommend this. So, so definitely check it out. It's from Phase 4 Films, so I don't know where you would be able to watch it. Oh, here's its rating. So it's rated R. Strong bloody violence, persuasive language, some sexual and drug content. So, oh yeah, no, they do drink some in this. Yeah, just not a lot, not enough to really remember. Because I know the young guy offers, I think the kid in the wheelchair like a beer, and there might be like a joint, something like that, in there, but it's not excessive. It's nothing that you would really remember. Um, and then our last one on here is: are there any other films you can compare to this? So yeah, uh, I mean, Tarantino, Rodriguez, especially stuff like Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Not so much El Mariachi, because that's really low budget, but more Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, sure. Um, anything of that period where a lot of those types of movies were coming out. I would say so. I would say of those. Um, if you like those movies, then, because I don't think it just says action. It just says it's an action movie. So, oh, that's interesting. They spell color here with a U. So I wonder if this is a Canadian DVD or Blu-ray. Does not come with a DVD. But all right, guys, that's the list. That's it. So definitely, give this a shot. Check it out. Also check out Criminal too. Uh, um, uh, I'd recommend both of these. And so when I find these more kind of mainstream, like A-list actor type movies that I think maybe nobody's heard of, I'm going to review them. I'm going to do them. And I'll still be mostly doing weird um, movies that just go like straight to streaming or DVD, of smaller movies and stuff. But I want you guys to know about this stuff too. So, all right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. And I don't know what the next one will be. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I'll have to. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'll have to think about it. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I'll talk to you on the next video, or watch you, because I could be looking at you through your camera right now. So I just watched Snowden, the Oliver Stone movie. So I could be looking at you through your little camera right there. So you never know. You never know. All right. Bye, everybody. Be good to each other.